Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com coming to you on Wednesday, September 9th. We start out today's video talking about the Alabama offensive line, and we start with Evan Neal. 6'7", 360 pounds. It's hard to believe that he's just a sophomore coming into the 2020 season, thinking about everything that he did as a true freshman. Started every single game at the guard position. This year in 2020, he will transition to the tackle position. That's the position he's going to play on Sundays in the NFL. But when you look to guys that are really going to contribute, definitely circle in Evan Neal. Hey, I know it's a grind. Every single day these videos are coming in, but when you cover Alabama football, you got to get the best. So that's what we're giving to you right here on BamaInsider.com. So hit the thumbs up button, and away we go, continuing to talk about the Alabama offensive line. Deontay Brown, returning for his senior year at Alabama. When you think of Alabama road graders, this is your classic Alabama guard that's going to be able to give that push on the defensive line to allow those running backs to see those holes and just really open up that run game overall. This guy has a tremendous amount of experience, played a lot last year as a junior, this year now as a redshirt senior out of Decatur, Alabama, has a lot of experience. So look to Deontay Brown to have a stellar year for Alabama. Really like him at the guard position. He's made a tremendous jump in his game year over year. All right, number 78, that's Amari Kite. When you look to future stars at Alabama, this guy's a sophomore, 6'7", 318 pounds out of Alabaster. Alabama played at Thompson with Talia Tungavalo a couple years ago, and I think he's a guy who's going to get time maybe this year. But as you know, this year is all about depth. Number 79 is Chris Owens, who's been playing that center position for Alabama, played the same position last year, redshirt senior. So overall, Alabama has so much experience and veteran leadership at that offensive line unit, which is going to be key for the Crimson Tide going forward. I think he provides that leadership that you need up front. We'll see how many games he does start at center, but I do like Chris Owens overall. I think he gives Alabama's offensive line a good pop. Really like Darrin Dalcourt, number 71 right here. He's a sophomore. You got Amari Kite, you got Pierce Quick, you got Darrin Dalcourt, 6'3", 300 pounds, part of that sophomore group that is just really, really good when you look to next season and the guys who are going to start at Alabama for the offensive line going forward. I really like every single thing about his game. He's certainly going to be Alabama's center during the 2021 season. I think he's going to even get playing time during this season as a sophomore. I just think he has so much talent, and I think he's going to do a great job when his name is called. Okay, you got number 69, that's Landon Dickerson, and a lineman that really needs no introduction. Came to Alabama as a grad transfer from Florida State, started every single game last year for Alabama's offensive line. He's that big, nasty, kind of alpha mentality offensive lineman that you need. A guy that's not afraid to get in a little smack talk, get a little dirty in the trenches. And I think with him coming back, because he's another guy who's an upperclassman that just provides that extra oomph that Alabama needs up front with the big nasties. All right, next up, we got footage of the running backs. You got Najee Harris coming back for the 2020 season. Don't forget to watch part 2 of that campaign on his YouTube channel. Let me ask you a question. Sign off in the comment box. How many yards do you think Najee Harris will rush for in 2020? Do you think it'll be over 1,200 yards? Do you think he'll hit 1,500 yards? That'd be a ton of yards because, and I ask that because you have so much talent in the backfield. Najee's certainly going to get his, but you got to feed Brian Robinson. You got to feed Trey Sanders. So that's what I want to know today. How many yards will Najee Harris rush for during the 2020 season, a.k.a. his campaign year? We got some footage of Trey Sanders. Been looking fantastic during fall training camp. A guy that simply, I think, just needs the football, right? We need to see these guys in action and see how they perform during game-like situations. But from everything we gather, he's coming along just fine. So rest assured, Trey Sanders is going to do his thing at Alabama. Thank you, Alabama, for this footage on Jace Mcquillen. I always like to get that freshman footage in. Man, he looks quick. Definitely like that jump cut right there. Really excited to see Jace Mcquillen, Roydell Williams, Kyle Edwards. A lot of talent in that backfield when you look at those younger running backs, right? All those freshmen that Alabama brought in. Okay, now we move to the photo gallery section of this video. You got number 47, Byron Young, who's a sophomore at Alabama. A lot of talent in that sophomore group, right? One of the returning vets at that wide receiver group, Jalen Waddle. Of course, he's having a big fall training camp and earning all those preseason accolades like you knew he would. Another shot of Chris Owens. We talked about him earlier. He's a senior. He's one of the vets on that offensive line group that's coming back for 2020. You got Phil Mathis right here, number 48, a guy that we expect big things from during the 2020 campaign as well. This is number 11. This is Trayshawn Holden. He's a freshman wide receiver at Alabama. You got him. You got Dow Jones Bell. You got Javon Baker. A lot of guys with a lot of talent that are younger in that group. Really like this shot right here of Mac Jones handing the football off to Najee Harris. I think we're going to see that a lot during the 2020 season, obviously. Emil Ukior, another guy that can provide some depth for Alabama, either that center position or that guard position. Played plenty last year during the 2019 season. You got Justin Ebogbe, really hearing great things about his game. And I think when you look at breakthrough players during the fall training camp, he's certainly one of them. Alabama's outside linebackers will be led by Ben Davis and Chris Allen. Big year for Ben Davis. Let's see if he can retain that outside linebacker position going into the season. Number 41 is Chris Broswell, who's a freshman at Alabama. Heard good things about him as well. As you know, everybody, after each video during the fall training camp, I'm going to do a freshman spotlight. And while he's not a freshman, this is his first year playing at Alabama, and that's Carl Tucker. That's going to be Alabama's grad transfer tight end, 6'2", 256 pounds. Continue to hear really good things about him. And keep in mind, Alabama wouldn't be bringing him in if they didn't think they can utilize his talent. So whether it's blocking, whether it's catching around the red zone, watch for Carl Tucker, a new addition to the 2020 roster. Well, I hope you enjoyed another video from fall training camp. This is Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com, wishing you a blessed rest of your week. We'll catch you soon back at BamaInsider.com. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up button. We appreciate it.